Hi, fourth graders. Welcome back to Cursive. We're going to open up our book and learn a brand new letter. Let's turn to page 32. And we're going to learn the letter O. And we're going to practice then connecting O to other letters. I've seen O done lots of different ways in different books. I hope that you like this O. I think it'll be pretty easy. To make an O, we're going to start with our magic C, but we're not going to stop and come back. We're just going to keep going. When we get to the very top and we have this beautiful circle, then we're just going to tow our car away. And the funny thing about the O is we end at the top instead of the bottom like most of our other words. So let's practice by tracing a few. We start with our magic C, but then we just keep going around and toe out. We start with our magic C, we keep going around and toe out. You want to make sure you hit the bottom line and the top line. Let's zoom that in a little bit. Trace again, magic C all the way around and zoom out. Magic C all the way to the top and toe out. Magic C, keep going around and toe out. Let's practice a few more. Until you're feeling really confident with that O. Now let's try connecting the O to other letters. Our first word is ouch. So we're going to make our magic C, keep going, go over. And then we're just going to connect to that U right up at the top right there. Ouch. Cloud. We'll start with our magic C. We start at the line. C, up and around. L, magic C, toe out. There's our U, and then our D. Proud. P-R-O-U-D. We'll start at the bottom right here for our P. Up and make our little bump. R, magic C, and then around. U, D. And our next word is coat. And you're going to notice that we connect right at the top of the A here. So let's try it out. C, O, A, T. If that one was a little tricky, let's try tracing it again. C, O, A, T. The capital O is going to be just the same. We're going to start with our magic C. But instead of stopping at the bottom, we're going to keep going around. And then instead of going a big line to toe out, we're just going to do a little tiny line at the end. So let's practice that. Magic C, keep going, and a little line out. Trace it again to get that good practice. Magic C, up and over. Magic C, keep going around, get to the top, and make a little hook. Nice work, everybody. The O is very similar to our O in printing. So here's our sentence. Otto yelled, ouch, loudly. So we're going to start with our capital O there for Otto. We'll do our magic C, keep going around, out. We won't connect, we'll start at the bottom. T, T, magic C, around and over. And then I'm going to cross my T's. Otto. Yelled, Y, E, L, L, E, D. Before we start dialogue, we always put a comma. We're going to put our quotation marks. We're going to start at the top for our C, and then we're just going to keep going. We're going to lift up our pencil, go down to the bottom. O-U-C-H. We put our punctuation mark inside our quotation marks. Otto yelled, "Ouch!" loudly. L-O-U-D-L-Y. Otto yelled, "Ouch!" loudly. Let's turn to page 33. Sometimes connecting to the letter O can be a little tricky because we're ending at the top. So what we need to do is crank up the next letter so we can toe it. So the T isn't going to start at the bottom like usual, but we're going to start it right here at the top and just continue up from that spot. The same thing with the K. We're going to start it right up here. The L looks very different when it's connected to the O. And the F does too, so we're going to start these up high. Let's give it a try with some words. Our first word is hot. So you notice that this T connects right here. So let's practice tracing these. Start at the bottom. We're going to go up and around for our H. Magic C, but then we go around and toe out. And then we're just going to connect straight from that top line to the T. Okay, now your turn on your own. H, O, T. The next word is took. We're connecting one O to another O and then straight to our K. So let's practice tracing this again. Start here, T. Magic C around and over, magic C around, toe out, and we're just going to connect to our K right there, nice and high, and finish that off. All right, cross our T. Took. T. O. O. K. Whoops, cross your T. Old. O. L. D. So you can see the L just goes straight off from the top of the L instead of starting at the bottom. We just crank that up so we could toe it away. Let's trace this of. We're going to start with our O. We toe away, and then we're going to start our F way up here, trace way down, and then finish the letter. Let's practice it. Here's our O, up. We're going to finish it right there, of. Okay, let's practice some more tricky ones that we have to crank up when we connect them to the O. The I, R, E, and S all look very different when they connect to the letter O. So let's try this right here. We have the word oil. We're going to practice by tracing first. Around, O, up for your I, down to the bottom for that L, and dot. Let's try it below. O, I, L. The next word is or. Let's trace it first. Here's our O, go out, and then we're going to crank that R up. So it's like it's hanging from the top of the O. It's never going to touch the ground. Let's try it on our own. O, R. The word toe, T-O-E, and the E is going to come up of the O really high. So it looks like it's flying a little bit. Let's trace it first. T, Take your magic C and your E up high, cross your T, T, magic C, continue it over, and then the E. I want to try that one again. T, O, E. That one looks better. We need to drop that line a little bit more on this one, on the O to E, than we do for other ones. And our last one is lost, L-O-S-T. Let's trace it first. L, around and over, a little out. The S goes up to touch this line, and back down, and there's our T. So instead of touching the ground, the S is flying up a little bit at the end. All right, L, O, S, T, lost. So that is the letter O. We're just going to tow things away, and the next letter is going to get lifted up like this car because it's going to need to get towed away. So it's going to start up high. Way to go. We'll have lots of time to practice O's as we continue on. I'll see you soon.